For the next 7 days, I'm going to be living like Mr.Beast. I have to work at least 18 hours per day, only allowed to sleep maximum 6 hours per night, and I have to do at least one post on every single one of my social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram and TikTok. And since he's all about optimizing your time, the very first thing that I'm going to be doing is a weekly planner for myself. I think that I'm going to be having a heart attack on end of this. I do not understand how he's managing to do this 365 days in a row. Good morning, this is day 1 of my challenge. I wanted to kind of ease myself into this and actually have 8 hours of sleep. And my first task for today is do a tier list for my video. And after that I'm gonna do a thumbnail for this video. And I was kind of thinking of doing a Beast game themed one, but with a time theme. Nothing interesting happening yet. I'm just cleaning my picture. I just came home from work and I just finished filming my noodle taste test, and I don't know what is about those rice noodles, but both of them were bad. Don't recommend eating those things. Next, rice noodles. These have some kind of a really funky smell. I think that these are not good either. I think that I'm gonna also put these in tea. This is the farthest that I'm gotten with this thing, and I pretty much worked on this all day. Good morning to everyone. Let's get this meeting started with talking about our thumbnail for the newest video and your guys' opinion about this thumbnail that we are designing. Or what you think about this. Left side is too busy and also the image is too pale. Background doesn't really pop. Here's the second version. Now the background is better, but the left side is still too busy. And I have a third version. Looks better, but I feel like the items on the background are too scattered, and I feel that the left side is still too busy. We don't want that your eye goes to the left side and not on the middle. I have a fourth version which have the items closer together, fewer items overall, trying to make the background more cohesive. Then I have a fifth version. So what do you think? Little smaller wigs. But what I feel about this image is that since the background is so bright, it makes the phones and the person on the middle really dark, and I feel she needs more light on her, that your eyes would go in the middle and it would not look like dark. We can do some tweaks on this, and also she could prove upon on her photoshopping skills, but that is a topic for another day. What do you think? And then about our video structure, I was thinking that we can do some kind of a short intro that explains what we are doing. Day 1, wake up, eat breakfast, and then showing some thumbnail designing, and then have a meeting, and then filming and editing, and then live stream. Then on Saturday, possibly more filming, depending on if there is a video on Saturday or not, and then some kind of a conclusion. What you think? We can do some weeks here and there since this video isn't up yet, and also you can send me an email or just pull my sleeve and say hi, I have an idea what you think about this. That includes our meeting for today. If anyone doesn't have any questions, no questions. So that is for today, and thanks for coming for this meeting. I'm about to hit the halfway point of this exhausting challenge, and I decided that I'm going to be doing a mini challenge on top of this one. I'm going to let ChatGPT choose me a random color, and I have to wear that said color for the next 24 hours, and I'm only allowed to eat food that are said color, and the ChatGPT gave me a mint green, so I guess I'm eating a lot of limes and green apples. And to make this challenge a little bit easier, I'm also allowing myself to eat foods that are in lime green packaging, that I don't have to starve. I really did try to go for mint green, but I couldn't find any mint green pants, and I feel like my sport bra is more blue than green. The first couple of days I spent on designing my thumbnail, and it took longer than I initially thought. This was more difficult. I'm not 100% happy with it, but I think that it is okay enough for my skill level right now. In the future, and I have more skills and idea how Photoshop works, I think that I can do a better job. And rest of it was just spent on idea crafting, since I didn't have a clear idea what I wanted to do. And also I spent time on thinking when do I wanna post on where. Now I'm just editing this very video that I have some head start on this, since I think that this is going to be a longer video, so I need more time on editing and actually trying to make it somewhat interesting and cohesive, that it flows nicely, since this is supposed to be all about Mr.Beast and we have to optimize and calculate everything. I'm going to be trying my best to make this at least somewhat flow decently. For these couple of days I haven't eaten anything but junk, and this morning after my gym session I decided to make myself an actual breakfast, and I made myself a rye bread with some hummus and avocado and tofu, and I also made myself a bowl of yogurt with berries and nuts and stuff, that I have an actual breakfast this time and not some McDonald's and coffee. After my breakfast I'm going to be just editing this video and my TikTok, and since the weather is kind of nice, maybe I go on a walk later. I was filming this video where I buy the first 5 things that I see in ads, and I think that Meta thinks that I'm Hopescope or Mr.Beast, since it gave me this athleisure wear brand, same goal clothing, and you telling me that I have to purchase €80 pair of sweatpants and €90 hoodie. Forget that. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not about to spend almost €170 for what? Good thing that after a little bit scrolling I stumbled across on this pair of shorts, and I will be counting these, since the ad was for their new series called Lounge, and these shorts are part of it, so I'm gonna count these. I think that this is going to be the most boring video that I ever have done, since only things that I have done today is just editing and sitting in front of my computer for like a zillion hours. And now I'm gonna go to sleep. See you in 6 hours. I'm gonna be so tired tomorrow. After day 3, it started to get really difficult to wake up at 8 a.m. and I started to either stare at my wall or just my phone, trying to have some brain activity and wake up. And also the late night hours when it was around 1 a.m. I ran out of things to do. Since I had so much time on my day, I had nothing to do, and I started to procrastinate and just watch YouTube until it was 2 a.m. and okay me to go to sleep. It wasn't the point. I was supposed to be working until it was 2 a.m. I didn't have nothing to do. I already did literally everything, and at that point I was also too tired to do anything. Maybe I should come up with something maybe more relaxing thing to do when the midnight / 1 a.m. time comes, that I can say that I'm still working and also I don't wanna disturb my neighbors. So some more relaxing activity would be nice. I don't know what is about this canvas that I just bought myself, but this thing stinks real bad. Maybe it's pre-chessoed or something. And a real nice thing about these markers was that I didn't have to pre-shake these or anything. Like these you have to shake for several minutes. And also my canvas came with these little wooden things. I don't know what these are used for. I've been now getting this for couple hours now and just watching some YouTube, and now I'm going to be coloring it with using these. Basically I've been coloring this all day and this is my progress, and now I'm going to be just eating my supper, which is an apple and bread, hummus, tofu and avocado, and I'm going to be just watching some YouTube videos while I eat. It's day 6 and I wanna fully immerse myself to Mr.Beast day-to-day life, and I wanna have the full Mr.Beast experience. I'm not going to be going to sleep tonight, and I'm gonna try to stay awake the full 24 hours. And to help me with that, I'm gonna have this at some point. And let's see if I fell asleep halfway through, which is very possible since these last 6 days I'm only about to sleep maximum 6 hours per night, and I do really need all the help that I can get, since after day 3 my brain stopped functioning and I've been extremely exhausted and brink of giving up this thing. But I'm so close to the finish line that I'm gonna try to power myself through, and for the content's sake also make this way harder than it needs to be. Final day of my challenge. I actually somehow made it, and right now it's a little bit after midnight and I'm just watching a live stream. And right after Big Ass Breeze live stream I'm gonna watch the newest Mr.Beast video and make a reaction video and editing said reaction video, or at least that is my plan. If I don't fell asleep before that, I just had an energy drink, so maybe that keeps me awake at least for maybe an hour or couple hours. And I also have a lot of tea, so more caffeine. I've been awake this whole entire time and the sun just came up and it's around 6:30 in the morning and I'm really tired and so really hungry. I should eat something soon, but the problem is that I don't have anything to eat. Since I decided to do another mini challenge, I'm going to be eating only foods from non-grocery stores, and only thing that I have left is a slice of bread and orange marmalade. I didn't realize how difficult this was, and I think that this was one of the hardest challenges that I have done. When you don't get to sleep, you really start to feel it. And after day 3, it got really difficult to wake up in the morning, and so many times I just stare at the wall on my phone trying to wake up. And after midnight I just started to procrastinate and just watch YouTube until it was time to go to sleep. It wasn't really a point of this challenge, but my brain just stopped functioning. Towards the end, while I was editing this very video, I also started to fall asleep, and I don't know how many cups of tea and coffee I chugged into my throat, but I definitely can tell that it was more than 10. And the things that I learned from this challenge is that I do have time to do things, I just have to do them. And I decided that I'm going to be keeping the get sure part of this challenge but make it more reasonable. I made it myself a new one for this week, that I actually get things done and actually start filming things and editing things and not just procrastinate and watch YouTube. And hopefully this new get sure thing gets me into the new mindset and makes me open my camera and starts me filming things